This is Garim, and of course I am ignoring reality. Welcome to Game News Bites. Only good information, all duds removed. So let's turn the focus on the most uncomfortable of subjects. Me. My name is Garim Gray. I spend most of my time in my small room that I've dubbed the Gray Area. As you all know, I'm deeply passionate about games, but about a lot of movies too. I used to spend most of my time drawing, as you can see some of the pictures here. It's all pretty silly, I know, but I decided, hell, if you want something and can't afford it, well, a piece of paper and a couple colored pencils are pretty cheap. My wife really wanted to get me a xenomorph egg, an alien egg, but apparently those things are really pretty expensive, so instead she gave me a 10-pound block of clay and told me to make it my damn self. Having never worked with clay before that, it took me around 5 days to finish and make this. Between, molding the clay, let it dry, paint the clay, let it dry, all that jazz. So, once I finished with that one, I really was kinda hooked with it and went a little bit nuts. Well, why not? I finally had a way to have all this epic gaming and movie-related trophies for really just a couple dollars of clay and paint. That egg, all things considered, everything, was less than $5. So from there, I moved on and made Ready Check Larry, the sassy beholder that gets pissed if I enter an encounter unprepared. I created him last year when I started my XCOM Enemy Within campaign, and I kept going into the maps without making sure my soldiers had first aid packs, the proper guns, the new armor, all that stuff. So I kept telling myself, you need to do a ready check, you need to do a ready check. So, Ready Check Larry was born. This is a plate from the destroyed Edelweiss tank from Valkyria Chronicles. As a lot of you guys know, I'm an absolute sucker for story, and I did really enjoy the story in this and thought, well, what if the tank blew up? Oh, I would like to have a piece. That's the severed hand of Michael Morbius from the animated Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s. The hand was originally supposed to be life-size, but it ended up being about 17 inches tall. This is Pico from Breath of Fire 3, one of the first RPGs I ever played. There is Kirby, one of my all-time favorite characters, munching down on a yum-yum bar. So anyways, this last Christmas, my wife made me health and mana potions, and I was like, oh hell yes, I hadn't even considered that. And then a new obsession was born. Since then, I've made a vial of royal blood, kind of Oblivion Skyrim inspired, a Diablo 2 stamina potion, a Diablo 3 arcane elixir for the wizard, which was my primary character, a small vial of Ichor of Undeath from World of Warcraft. My wife even knitted me a Final Fantasy cactar last year, so my little happy place is growing with all my favorite things. Really, most of my time I spend alone. If it's not, with my kids or my wife, I'm usually just in my room by myself. I've always been kind of like an outsider to both school and family, so I started this channel in August last year to kind of help me cope with a fear of public speaking, crowds, well, really just people in general. I just wanted to thank you guys out there that have been supporting this channel with your kind words and advice. That stuff really does not go unnoticed, guys. In November, just before I started the whole novel series, I came very close to quitting. I was spending several hours a day and I was averaging about 300 views. So the work-reward ratio was really skewed. It just felt like I was spending so much time talking to myself. And now my January average is between 3,000 and 5,000 people a day. And now I get to spend so much time talking to a bunch of other XCOM goofs like me. Someone like me finally feeling accepted, it's kind of a big deal, guys. I appreciate it more than I could actually say. If any of you out there have any questions, go ahead and shoot it down and I'll answer it the best I can. And really guys, thanks for watching and caring enough to want to know a little about me.